Hey folks, welcome to Talkies with Marty. I'm Talkies, nobody knows who Marty is. Today we'll be discussing two movies. First, The Dead Don't Die, and the original Dark Crystal movie. The Dead Don't Die isn't your typical zombie movie. It's a zombie movie that has an underlying message underneath the thin horror comedy skin, driven by a cast of people you might recognize like Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Tom Waits, Chloe Sevigny, Steve Buscemi, Danny Glover, Tilda Swinton, Iggy Pop, Selena Gomez, RZA, and a shitload of other people. But like I said before, this is not your typical zombie movie. It's really not for everyone. Not even for the people that love the genre. The movie has a Wes Anderson-esque style and feel. It's funny, but not laugh out loud funny. But I did chuckle a few times. The Dead Don't Die has a multitude of interesting characters that I would have loved spending a few extra minutes with. The acting was top notch, even though our main characters were purposefully underacting or maybe just really awkward. The Dead Don't Die has a unique style of storytelling, but it's not taking itself too seriously, or not at all in fact. I feel like it's an art film disguised as a horror zombie flick. Weird. A couple things that really hurt the flick was the pacing, the lack of camera movement, and some directorial decisions. A lot of people were turned off about the slow build-up, the uncharismatic characters, and the weird script. Let's explore this. So the fourth wall is broken on several occasions, even early on with the country song The Dead Don't Die, that keeps playing throughout the movie. When Bill Murray's character, Chief Cliff Robertson, is mildly irritated with the song, Adam Driver's character, Officer Ronnie Peterson, comments that it's the movie's theme song.
The dead simply won't die, pissed drunk on ride. Swerving on my tractor, many they are I have run over. Dead simply won't die. The post-apocalypse sky looms over me in the darkness. I just drink away the sadness. The dead weren't really dead, that was only in my head. Roadside test I flunk, I just was fucking drunk.
Why does it sound so familiar?
Well, because it's the theme song.
As soon as those words were spoken, I knew I was in for something really different, making me weirdly aware and quite frankly overanalyzing every little scene. Tom Waits' character, Hermit Bob, is a homeless man living in the forest and serves as kind of a narrator. He mentions that it won't end well on several occasions, and he's overly aware of everyone's fate. Because of the first instance of the fourth wall breaking, I knew this foreshadowing line of dialogue was directed directly to the audience. Then we have the Iggy Pop scene. He plays one of the zombies that kills the first victims in the town's small cafe. The next morning, the police are notified. After a quick glimpse of the murder scene, Officer Peterson concludes that the culprits are zombies.
You really want to know? I'm thinking zombies.
This is an abnormal conclusion from our character. It's very unlike what you would normally see in a zombie movie, making this another instance of characters being well too aware of what is going on. Usually in zombie movies, people aren't aware what zombies are at all, oblivious to the fact that zombies could exist. One of the last instances of the fourth wall breaking happens in the third act. Officer Peterson and Chief Robertson are in the police cruiser discussing having seen the script, and even mentioning the director Jim showed them the script. Remember, the director's name is Jim Jarmusch, so they're talking directly about Jim that showed them the script. So they both know how the movie's gonna end. This is going to end badly. And we haven't even talked about how Tilda Swinton's character exits the movie. Jeez, what the fuck did that mean? Did it even mean anything? A weird movie. Heesh. Okay, so I did mention that this movie isn't for everyone, yeah? I stand by that. I assume that most people won't get it either. Hell, I don't even think I got it. But at the same time, that's the beauty of the art. You can make of the story whatever you want to make of it. What did I make of the story? Well, here's what I thought. Do you have people in power or police officers respected by the community that knows what is going to happen in the near future? They've read the script. It will not end well. The world and humanity's existence is threatened, but they don't go out of their way to try to solve the problem until it affects them personally. When they do go out, it's too late. They know very well that death is awaiting them. Also, the reanimated corpses still use their vocal cords to say a few words. In most cases, they mention consumer products. Zombies, consumer products. I wonder what the filmmaker was trying to say with that. What is he trying to say? So our second movie is 1982, The Dark Crystal. And also, I'm wearing Ninja Turtle pajama pants. Cool, huh? So The Dark Crystal was directed by the late Jim Henson and Frank Oz. The Dark Crystal is the story of a little gelfling, the last of his kind, until he isn't anymore, raised by wizards called mystics, fulfilling a prophecy of finding a special crystal shard and using it to restore order from the evil Skeksis, Order Lords controlling the world of Thra. The movie was written by David Odell and Jim Henson. It stars Jim Henson, Catherine Mullen, Frank Oz, Dave Goelz, Steve Whitmire, and several others. As you probably guessed, seeing Jim Henson's name up there, this involves puppets. Creepy fucking puppets. Henson and the art department team have created a beautiful extraterrestrial world, matte paintings, and with magnificent super detailed puppets. The amount of attention to detail and imagination poured into this flick is simply incredible. Astounding. Okay, the producer tells me that the lawyers are saying that we have to disclose that this is not Sesame Street. Dark Crystal is not for small children. Some scenes were simply disturbing. The puppets are fucking creepy and ugly in a beautiful way. So where the movie suffers is in the writing. There is a lack of development in everything, from the story to the characters. So for example, right off the bat, our main character, Gelflin Jen, is told that he will have to fulfill the prophecy. He's the chosen one and he will have to find the crystal shard. The next scene, 5 minutes later, he found the MacGuffin with no real difficulty. They're not really expanding on anything. So that's one example out of many throughout the movie. So The Dark Crystal could easily have a runtime of 200 plus minutes and could easily be an epic fantasy adventure flick a la Lord of the Rings. I guess they kept it to 93 minutes to keep the children interested. Children, jeez. It's a fucking creepy movie. Watch it, you'll know what I mean. I feel as though it was kind of a waste with the amount of detail and work behind this fantastic world. Beautiful characters. It should have been exploited way more than it had. Untapped potential. Unfortunately, it really is. But at the same time, this is probably why the new Netflix series prequel to the movie The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance comes in. I haven't started watching it yet, but I simply cannot wait to jump into this magical universe. Since it's a prequel, you don't have to watch the movie first, but I do recommend you watching the movie nonetheless. It's so fucking magical. If you haven't experienced this fantastic phenomenon, do so right away. However, I do not recommend watching this movie if you've just taken acid or shrooms though. If you're gonna do so anyways, please capture yourself on video and send it to me so I can post it on my channel. Thank you.